The doors of our imaginary haven, the MGM concert hall, swing open, and you are again invited to listen to a beautiful melody from the pen of a great composer. Meredith Willson pays tribute to the immortal Tchaikovsky in bringing you one of his most enchanting and gracious melodies, The Sleeping Beauty. Special feature of tonight's program, a young man who is one of the country's foremost authorities on the national pastime for the fall, football. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Francis Wallace.
Okay, Georgie, here's a list of Saturday's games. You call them off, and I'll predict them.
Go ahead. Like to make a few dollars. Here we go. Number 1, Minnesota and Nebraska.
Minnesota, especially if Brock is not in shape.
Stanford and Santa Clara.
Santa Clara because it has a better starting team.
Ohio State and Indiana.
Ohio State, despite the loss of Johnny Rabb.
Notre Dame and Kansas.
Notre Dame, my old alma mater.
Texas Christian versus Arkansas.
Texas Christian.
Auburn and Tulane.
Auburn.
Auburn, my old alma mater.
You mean the college at Auburn, George?
No, I thought you meant the reform. Anyhow, who'll win the Columbia-Yale game?
Columbia, and there's a long shot.
Louisiana State and Texas.
Louisiana State will snap back from last week's upset.
Wisconsin and Marquette.
Wisconsin.
Michigan and Michigan State.
Michigan.
North Carolina and North Carolina State.
North Carolina.
Imagine 2 states like that, they can't think of a different name for the colleges. All right. Rice and Oklahoma.
I'll take Rice.
I'll take vanilla. Tell me. UCLA and Oregon.
UCLA.
Hey! Here's one for you. The Pitt-Temple game.
Oh, I'll take a chance on Pitt. Of course, George. Most of these teams have not yet contested under fire, so don't be surprised at anything that happens anywhere.
Oh, sure, we don't expect you to give a written guarantee with these predictions, but we all know, Frank, that if anybody comes close, it'll be you.
Thanks, Georgie, but remember one thing. Those footballs still take funny bounces.
Yeah. Just a minute, Frank, before you go. Don't forget to give me the $16 you lost to me last week when you picked Southern Cal. Don't forget that, will you?
Okay, George, here you are.
Thank you very much for coming, Frank. Ladies and gentlemen, next week your Good News Show will be headed by Wallace Beery and Mickey Rooney doing scenes from Higher Rap's great new picture, Stablemates. Our special guest will be that fine comedian, sportsman, and swell fella, Joey Brown. Bob Young will be back as your master of ceremonies, and then, of course, there'll be the regular gang, Frank Morgan, Fanny Brice, with Daddy Hanley Stafford, Phil Regan, Linny Lynn, and Meredith Willson's music. If you've enjoyed the Good News program, why don't you tell your friends about it? They'll want to listen to all these stars next week, too. In the meantime, go to the movies and take the family with you. This is George Jessel saying good night.
Ted Pearson saying good night and good luck for the makers of Maxwell House, the coffee that's always good to the last drop. This is the National Broadcasting Company.